And we are live. Good morning, Parents Wellness Group. This is our first YouTube live stream. Me and my son is doing it together. I thought it was important for me to be able to kind of talk to you guys in video since I'm a little bit short on time and I'm in transition because I was recently married. So we don't have all of the technical stuff that we typically used to having. But anyway, today is all about Self-Care Sunday. Yes, I'm having terrible breakouts. So if you guys see that. Yes, this is definitely all about taking care of yourself while you are taking care of your special needs loved one. This is my son right here, Gianse. He likes to be, well, I'll let you speak for yourself. What do you like to be called?
Jimmy.
G-Man. Yeah. Talk to the camera. Yeah, we're working on this little horse and pony show. So yes, I think it's very important because sometimes I can't always jot down or really describe in the written form all what you have to do in terms of still keeping it, getting yourself in today. Sunday, I typically like to set aside to do some special things just specifically for myself. Of course, it's not completely hands off because look right here. So I'm having him do some work as well. Okay. So we have some things coming up this week. Sunday is um, for me preparing myself and thinking about what I got going for the next business week, school week, however you want to say it. So for us, he has an appointment, which is what? What kind of appointment do you have? Can you say it a little bit louder so the people out there can hear you?
A wheelchair appointment.
A wheelchair appointment. So G-Man over here uses a wheelchair to be mobile. I can share. He has CP, cerebral palsy, which is that whole neurological thing. And his CP is spastic, where he's very stiff. Um, Another thing, too, he'll be turning 21 years of age next year. And so it's very important for us to be able to get as much as we can off Medicaid under the age of 21. And that's probably a topic that I will touch on this week and a little bit more deep that I will touch on this week in a little bit more detail. When that kid is 20 years old or 19 years old, look at that timeline. For here in the state of Texas, which is the state in which we live, the state of Texas, at the age of 21, a lot of the ancillary services, a lot of the DME supports, DME meaning durable medical equipment, which is wheelchairs, thing as leg braces, bathroom equipment, accessible equipment, things of that nature would all fall under the category of DME in the state of Texas. So with Medicaid, he turns 21. And I know here in the state of Texas, every 5 years, an individual can get a brand new wheelchair. So he was actually up this year, the 5 year term, and I believe April of this year. So I wanted to make sure that I got him on the calendar within this year. So once he turns 21, he'll be fully covered for that newly fitted wheelchair. Let's see, what else? We had a pretty good weekend.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. What did you do?
You mean like we did?
Yes. What did we do?
We went to the Rochester Park.
That's right. Went to Rochester Park. But that is one of those social activities that I actually partook in with he and his 20-year-old cousin. So that's actually another good question too. I think I'll um, address in one of these week's topics. What do you think is okay as your special needs child? Well, he's not a child; he's 20 years old, which is he's technically adult. I did not assume guardianship of him for certain reasons, and one of them is so he can be his own independent in terms of finances. If I was his guardian, they would join our finances together. So for the sake of financial reasons, I opted to allow him to be his own independent. But that takes me back to the question. You have a 20-year-old. Many of you know out there, especially these parents, we are responsible with helping them find social activities. And so, do you think it's okay to socialize with your 20-year-old or your 18-year-old, something else like that, at a park where people are consuming alcohol? So that's something that that I will address in a later topic. Okay, so that is something that we did this weekend. Did you have fun at Rochester Park? Had fun. Okay, so I said, all right, G-Man, we're gonna do this video. I'm just sad, which is not a plug for anybody, but I'm snacking on pumpkin seeds because I ended up doing an online Google search. And this is a part of the self-care of me getting myself back into shape, me getting back into more of a healthy lifestyle living. And the pumpkin seeds were considered a little bit lower on the scale in terms of carbs. And I'm on this whole carb restriction. I think it's called the keto diet. But that's part of self care that I'm doing for myself because, yes, I have experienced parent or special needs parent, special needs caregiver burnout. And it's stinking real. And until recently, since I got married, I've been doing this all by myself, being G-Man's everything, being his advocate, his mother, his friend, his social buddy, his playground mate. Like it's so ironic that right now, even though he's 20 years old, when I say, "Oh, there's a wheelchair appointment," I say, "We have a wheelchair appointment," which brings me to another topic. I'm all about asking myself why, really digging and delving into why do I do some of the things that I do? So why is it's not that he has a wheelchair appointment? Why is it that I'm identifying with we? And so that is something that I'm certainly going to delve into because I like to know that for my ding dong self. And I'm already knowing I'm not the only one in this world that thinks and feels the way that I do. Hence, the wonderful world of social media. You're never of thinking alone. Okay. Anyways, getting back to the self care. Ants, ants. These thoughts just comes in your head, correct? And this is a tool that I have to constantly remind myself on. So today, one of the things or tools I would like to remind yourself of when you're getting overwhelmed with all this social learning or this distant learning or this remote learning, you feel like your child is digressing. You feel like, which it is, all of the opportunities, opportunities because of the pandemic have been either cut extremely short or have just been cut out completely, leaving our kiddos or our loved ones really with no opportunities to socialize, no opportunities to experience vocational kind of training because many of the VR services are being limited to Zoom. We already know that many of our kids need hands-on. I can honestly tell you that my son used to use often when he was in school called the hand over hand method. and I'll demonstrate really quickly. Hold on. Let me demonstrate this big. When I'm supposed to be self-care, and I'm steady doing this kind of stuff. But this is one of the things where we know our egos requires that paraprofessional. I was going to demonstrate really fast. All right, Gian, pick that up. Where's your writing hand? He's a left. Perfect. And so to demonstrate the whole hand over hand method. So he's a lefty. He is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
My right hand is not that good.
Did you hear that, people?
Hard to turn.
Very good. And so what you guys witness is his right hand doesn't work functional. So you would have a student which would be if your child would do basically the pure professional teacher would take and it's guide them in writing their writing exercise. So I did that demonstration because I wanted you guys to see that that's part of the support, you know. Requires the I wanted you guys to see that that's I wanted you guys to see that that's I mean I can't require support, chocolate. Requires the support, you know. Requires these supports, which is a form of accommodating to my son or your son and daughter, requires these supports, which is a form of accommodating to my son or your son and daughter for lack of their skills and also lack of defined with my son. This is an opportunity for us to do video together. So say I'm introduced. So this is an area where my son can and can't able to eat nicely. Some of you guys, personal caregivers, have not been as reliable and dependable because of this pandemic. And as a result, you're losing your freaking mind. Pardon me. So I just wanted to touch bases with you guys. Yeah, Beyonce and I will definitely back to try to do something like this together. What do you think, buddy?
That's cool.
Huh?
That's cool.
That's cool. Oh, certainly. We will see you guys next week. Special needs parents. Love you, love you, love you. I know I've been a little bit missing action, but you guys can certainly know the art is here. I will continue to pass this content, those ants in your head.